Hello everyone, I am Chenzo. Sorry I haven't been out for a little while. There was a lot going on. But today I'm going to be reacting to Be Amazed You Had One Job Part 2.
Have you ever seen a misspelled sign or something installed slightly off center and found that it infuriates you down to the very core of your being? Of course you have. This is the internet. And nothing stokes the fire of collective internet rage like a simple job that someone has somehow done wrong. Like getting the cheeseburger you ordered with everything in it except the burger. Or going to buy a jar of pickles, but someone has forgotten to put the pickles in it. How do you even... They remembered the pickle brine, but there's no pickles in the pickle... You know what? Before I lose it, let's take a look at even more people who had one simple job and somehow still failed. No matter what language it's in, you know what this iconic red octagonal sign means, don't you? Yeah, stop. It may look slightly different in certain countries, but there's a universal understanding of what these signs look like. Well, almost universal. Because somewhere in America, this exists. By God, it looks like someone designed this in a Word document. Why the heck is the word stop so far away from the octagon? No stop sign has ever looked like this before, so why did absolutely no one question this before putting it up? Well, whatever the reason, I think we can all agree. You know what else is pretty universal? Knowing the order of colors in traffic lights. They're red, amber, and green in that order, signifying stop, wait, and go. Unless, of course, you're in New Hampshire, if this sign is anything to go by. I can think of only two reasons why this might have been erected the wrong way up. The person whose job it was to put it up was colorblind, or they were too lazy to care. Which do you think it was? Let me know down in the comments.
Okay, if the person's colorblind, I understand. But if you're too lazy to fix, then congratulations. You done killed the people in the worst way possible. Yeah, that's a shame.
Fried chicken is an S tier food, but some fried chicken establishments are better than others, in my humble opinion. My personal favorite used to be Jollibee's. Not anymore, though, since I learned in 2021 a Jollibee's establishment in the Philippines served a woman this delicious looking fried chicken piece, only it turned out to be a deep fried towel.
Oh my
Yeah, that's a
goodness.
dishcloth. That is a
Mhm.
used, dirty, nasty dishcloth. Oh my God, imagine biting into that. Now, I'm no chef, but in order to get that crispy coat, that towel would have had to have been battered, floured, and then dunked into the fryer. And you're telling me no one noticed that this was not a piece of chicken at any stage of this process?
Apparently
Yeah.
not.
So, for all of the above reasons, I'm in need of suggestions for a new good fried chicken establishment. What's your favorite? Let me know down in the comments below.
I don't think I have a favorite
Public
anymore.
restrooms sometimes have faucets with those fancy sensors on them, which you wave your hand under to automatically activate the water flow. Saves you from touching any handles or valves other people might have touched, and turns the water off automatically to stop waste. Simple concept, right? Well, not to whoever designed the sensors of this faucet. The sensor only activates when you wave your hand directly under the curve of the faucet, and then cuts off almost immediately so you can't reach the water in time to actually wash your hands. Was
Who
using a
designed
sensor that could
this?
detect a hand a reasonable distance away too much of a chore for this designer? I imagine they're the kind of person who only washes their hands when other people are in the bathroom. Now, as I was scouring the internet for the weirdest examples of screwing up one simple job I could find, I came across this image. Yeah, that's a worker who's apparently incapable of painting two straight yellow lines along a road. But on closer inspection, with all the weird blurring and inconsistent light angles, this is most definitely a photoshopped image. Whew.
Okay.
Okay, That means someone wasn't actually dumb enough to make the mistake, and those lines don't actually exist. Oh, God. Not only do they exist, they look worse now that I know they're real. Okay, let's not lose our cool over this. Apparently these aren't paint, but temporary tape lines used as non-permanent markers when the road is being laid. If the tape comes loose, the lines look a bit wobbly, so no one permanently painted these on by hand. Cool. Although that obviously wasn't the case here. Someone was clearly told to mark the curb, and boy, did they follow their instructions to the letter. That terrible, worn-down, broken-edged curb is now very visible to everyone. I can't tell if this is a bad job done good or a good job done bad. When it comes to the world of online fashion, Photoshop is essential. Retouching the images so that they look unrealistically good, while also making it look completely natural, is all part of the marketing ploy that makes you buy the thing. But some edits go unchecked, as plus-sized fashion brand Simply Be knows all too well. Do you see anything wrong with this picture? Neither did they, until someone picked up on the fact that the model's hands look more like a rake made of fingers. Somehow, this super obvious editing error made it onto their store page for the whole world to see. Certainly ruins the illusion of this being an all-natural image.
Clearly.
Cake. Love eating it. Couldn't make one if my life depended on it. But if we were making a cake with numbered tins, I think I could probably manage to get them in the right way around. Unlike whoever decorated this tasty-looking failure. I really, really hope this is an in-joke. Otherwise, it means someone spent a good hour carefully icing and piping the decorations on here before realizing that the 7 is the wrong way round. What's even...
It took them that long to figure out the 7 isn't the right way. So they were just saying, I'm so sorry that the kid had to look like this. I think I don't want that for a cake. Oh, poor cake.
Funnier is that with the way I read it, it looks like the cake says, Happy Justin Birthday. Well, I hope whoever this cake was intended for had a very happy 37th, Justin. It's not the worst cake crime out there, though. At some point, someone had the inspired idea to turn the deluxe album cover of Drake's Nothing Was the Same into cake. A pretty niche choice, but seems simple enough. It's mainly a side profile of the artist set against a blue, cloudy sky. There's not too many ways this can go wrong. Oh, no.
Go on.
How do you get the proportions that wrong?
Look at this.
Looks like the side profile of Kermit the Frog. Well, clearly the person who made the...
He said nothing went wrong. That went horribly wrong. Just look at this. Where's the eyes? Where's the mouth? The hair? The shadow? Like, they got the clouds and the blue color, but oh boy. That was painful to look at.
This wasn't an artist, but damn, how long did you think his neck needed to be? Forget a cake crime on a plate. This is a hate crime against Drake. Well, cakes decorated as badly as that can make you question someone's sanity. Cutting a cake like this makes me want to cut you. Yes, I know mathematically it gives you more servings, but as a triangle purist, I still hate it. However, I think we can all agree that whoever cut this cake needs help. Psychiatric help. All they had to do was cut the cake into 11 pieces, and in achieving this, they managed to do it in the most convoluted, nauseating way possible. Can you imagine if someone tried to serve you that cursed middle slice? It'd feel like a personal attack. Okay, well, I can maybe forgive cutting a cake like that. They did cut 11 equal-looking slices at the end of the day. I'm afraid I'm going to have to revoke the cutting license of whoever sliced up this pizza. How did you... No! There's not a single cut on this pie that's relative to any of the others. It's like they started trying to cut it in half along the middle, but then tried to cut it straight across into thirds until it was just a mad mix of mini slices and giant slices.
That's
And what's worse,
mad.
this is a delivery pizza, so someone was paid to cut it this badly. Oh, this gives me trust issues. It's pretty embarrassing getting something wrong or messing something up, but could you imagine getting it wrong on live national TV with
Oh, your life is
hundreds of
over.
thousands of people
It's
watching?
national TV. Your
Well,
life is
that's
completely
something
over.
Karen Olsen, New Zealand's One News weather reporter and meteorologist, had to deal with back in 2009 when this happened.
Today, easterly gales with gusts of around 120 kilometres an hour recorded about the Tutukaka Harbour.
Well, someone clearly forgot they needed to edit this text, and this text. Neither that or edit
There's no
text here.
location either.
Looks like it has great weather
How
this
is it
time of
supposed to
year.
know?
Not to Karen's credit,
Where?
while meteorologists often prepare their own slides, this might have been a job left for someone else in the studio. Either way, I bet airing that really rained on Karen's parade. Ever wonder how McDonald's construct their signature Big Mac burger? It's simple. You grab a pre-cut toasted bun with 3 parts to it and drop them in the burger box. With the top of the bun and middle of the bun in the lid, add a little special sauce to both sides along with onions, lettuce, and gherkins, and a slice of cheese. Add 2 patties, one on each side, then gripping the middle bun, move everything except the top bun to the bottom of the bun. Close the box on the top of the bun, completes the sandwich, and voila! One Big Mac ready to go. That doesn't seem hard, does it? So, riddle me this. What happened here? All they had to do was move the middle section of the bun onto the bottom section to distribute the patties and bread evenly. Instead, they closed the box and called it a day, leaving this guy with deviled bread dread. Man, what sort of clown is making the burgers in this joint? Renovating a room is no easy task. Adding an extra wall into a space sounds easy enough, but it only takes one person measuring one thing incorrectly, and you end up with some nonsense like this. Incredible. They were so committed to putting up a wall here that they built it over the set of inlaid drawers, rendering them entirely useless. Really hope they at least emptied them before doing so. Otherwise, the only way into these drawers is going to be by way of a very large hammer. In my experience, induction stoves are a dangerous thing. Because there's no flame involved, just metal made hot, I will all too often lose track of which hob is on and which hob is off. Especially on induction stoves that have that sleek, glassy blacktop finish. Without the markings showing where each of the hobs is, I never even know where to put the pan. So, whoever's job it was to ensure this hob lined up with these markings, whew, I hope your pasta always sticks to the bottom of the pan. Europeans routinely mock American toilet behavior, mainly because American stall designs are Russian roulette when it comes to privacy. Where European partitions fit snugly to the floors and walls, American partitions are practically viewing galleries. Thankfully, one designer has solved this gaping gap problem by creating a stall that just puts everything on show. Wait, that's not... What's going on here? Oh, I see. From the notches on the bottom of the poles there, it looks like someone installed them upside down. So when the doors were later attached, they were much higher than intended.
Yeah,
I think because someone put that first door on, which was insanely exposing, and then continued to put the other doors on in the same way. Maybe this is just someone's idea of toilet humor. What's your favorite day of the week? For me, it's the 9th day. You know, that well-known, beloved, universally accepted concept of the 9th day of the week. Huh? Oh, what do you mean there's no 9th day? If there's no 9th day, then why in the ever-loving heck does this store claim it's open 9 days a week? It's not Photoshop because there are hundreds of pictures of the same decal sporting the exact same insane message online. It turns out this is America's famous 99-cents store chain, which decided to add a little humor to its walls and play on the nines in its name. Haha, yes, I'm definitely laughing. It is so funny. this has not made me angry at all. There must also be a similar joke theme occurring at this store, which claims it's open 25 hours a day. It's funny
Huh?
because we all know there's 24 hours in a day, don't we? That's the joke. No. Someone at this off license in East London, UK, genuinely thought that being open 25 hours a day was possible, which is made even worse by the fact that the sign behind this sign claiming the shop is open 24 hours a day.
So which
Well,
is it?
this was a fun look into the average British IQ, wasn't it? You ever look at someone and wonder, what the heck is going on inside their mind? They could be the kindest, sweetest, most beautiful person in the whole world, but when you ask them to slice an avocado, they do this. What in God's name were they using to cut these up? A chainsaw? It's pure
No,
psychopath
that's
behavior.
in the joke.
Everyone knows you cut around the
Cut
seed at the
avocado.
center. Also, I can tell from here that those avocados were not ripe. Okay, maybe I'm being too judgmental. Maybe these people have never cut an avocado before, but they must have cut other foods with hard stones at their center, like peaches or mangoes. They wouldn't cut straight through them like they were cleaving up a rack of meat, would they? Would they? God, I'm never going to be able to look at guacamole the same. Oh, I have a question, and I need everyone watching to answer down below in the comments so that I know I'm not going crazy. Here we go. The big question. What are these? Nope, I'm not trying to trick you. Tell me what these are down in the comments. Got your answer in? Okay, good. They're bananas. A bunch of bananas. We all know that. Everyone knows that. So please tell me why the person labeling them in the store called them long yellow things. I want to blame this on a translation error somewhere, but more often than not, the translation of the word banana is some variation of banana. Maybe the labeler had a memory blank. Maybe they didn't know that they were bananas or plantains. Maybe they had a stroke? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. I have no problem admitting I'm awful at sports. My hand-eye coordination is terrible, and I get out of breath watching other people run. Safe to say, knowing this, I wouldn't put myself forward to play competitive basketball, something this kid learned the hard way. You can see him reaching to try and block that other player, but from the fact that he's got both feet planted on the ground, both eyes closed, and isn't tracking the guy who's just leapt past him, I'm pretty sure he's just accepted that he does not, in fact, have the ability to block. I'm no plumber, and I'm no electrician, but even I know that power sockets and water do not go together. Not even a little, because water is a great conductor of electricity. So, water with an electrical current passing through equals instant fatality. However, it was either an electrician or a plumber that okayed this super spicy sink creation. Yeah, that's a power socket built into the side of the sink. Whoever installed this is either trying to win a spot on my Darwin Award series or is a practical joke. I reckon someone stuck an electrical socket cover onto the side of the sink just to give someone else a heart attack. Well, it worked. Consider me shocked. It doesn't matter how simple a request is, you can guarantee someone will find a way to get it wrong. For example, if I asked you to refill the soap dispenser, what would you do? Well, you'd refill it with liquid soap, wouldn't you? You wouldn't, I don't know, put a bar of soap in there like this janitor did? Because that doesn't make any sense. Yes, they've technically refilled the soap, but how is anyone meant to use it now? I mean, what's the point of having this done in the first place?
Right?
Forget washing my hands. After seeing that, I'm gonna need a bath to feel clean. Pasta. Everyone loves pasta. Whether it's spaghetti, fusilli, macaroni, laundry detergent, fettuccine, ravioli. Wait. What? Laundry detergent? You don't think laundry detergent is a kind of pasta? Well, according to whoever stacked these shelves, it is. Tasty bleach flavor. Okay, yes, it's obvious someone forgot to move these aisle signs around. But considering that in 2017, eating Tide Pods became a meme, I wouldn't put eating laundry detergent past half of you.
Are these people
Have you ever played bocce? It's a ball-based sport akin to bowls. usually played on natural soil or sand court. It's not a well-known sport, but its popularity is growing, with new bocce courts being built all over the place. But it's pretty clear people don't know what bocce is, as you can tell by this. Yep, installing the most useless gate here hasn't made the court just look weird, but it's also allowing some of the sand to escape too. We're 2 for 2 on the idiot elements of this design. Whether or not you follow the teachings of the Bible, you're probably familiar with the story of Noah's Ark. On the off chance you don't know it, the story goes that God flooded the earth to get rid of all the wickedness in it, and told Noah to build a big old ark that could carry 2 of every animal so that they might continue each species. It's a pretty dark story when you look into it, and there are a lot of questions around inbreeding. But that aside, it's become a popular children's tale and features in a lot of Christian storybooks. However, there's been something of a systematic failing in the biblical storybook illustration community regarding key parts of this tale, because illustrations of all the animals boarding the ship will almost always show 2 male lions. Only male lions have large, shaggy manes, yet all these images show both lions sporting manes. Yeah, good luck breeding them. All these artists had to do was draw one without the fancy hairdo. Although even in pieces of Renaissance art, the lions both have manes. But then again, there's also unicorns on this ark, so maybe the reason we don't have unicorns these days is because those were 2 males as well. But hey now, biblical children's illustrators aren't the only ones who struggle to get basic animal biology right, if the mural on this kindergarten wall is anything to go by. That's right, kids. We all know that elephants have a disturbingly human nose and mouth combo on top of their trunks. That's a totally normal anatomy for an elephant to have. There's nothing wrong with this at all. Man, I think we need to introduce a new rule. If you don't know what an animal looks like, maybe you shouldn't be in charge of painting said animal on anything. No, we live in a society that doesn't cater to the disabled population all that well. Case in point, over in El Salvador, these stairs have been marked with the wheelchair accessible symbol, despite the obvious issues with that entire statement. This has to be some sort of sick joke. Either that or someone in El Salvador doesn't know how hard wheelchair users have it. Well, at some point I hope they lose their ability to move their legs and they can see how funny those stairs are then. Usually, disability signs indicate what someone may struggle with, so that those around them can more easily identify how to help. But I'm kind of struggling to figure out which disability this parking spot is meant to cater to. Wheelheadism? Having legs for arms? Oh, no, I've got it. It's for those who need to get their head out of their butt. Yes, I'm aware that this is probably a case of someone painting this symbol onto the space wrong. I just prefer the idea that people with their head up their ass can now be classed as disabled. It may come as a shock to learn, but not just anyone can design a playground. No, you need to take a course, put in the work, and pay for the accreditation. Who knew? Certainly not whoever designed this health and safety hazard of a swing set. Hey, little Timmy, want to go for a swing? Singular, not plural, because after one push you're going to need to go straight to the hospital. Luckily for all the children of the world, this is not a real swing set. It was part of an advert design by Canadian broadcast company SiriusXM as part of their top comic competition. Well, I think we're all laughing now. Well, except little Timmy, that is. Mass-produced toys are often made for a mass demand market, because every kid wants the popular doll, figurine, or plush of the moment. The only issue with cheap mass production methods, though, is that each product isn't always assessed by a human during the quality control procedures, meaning major misprints on plastic dolls like this make it onto the shelves. I mean, I've heard of a wandering eye before, but a wandering eyebrow is pushing it. But at least this doll had its head screwed on straight. The same can't be said for this unlucky Minecraft creeper plushie. Unlike plastic toys, plushies are often sewn and put together by hand, meaning someone sewed this one on the wrong way round and hoped that had quality control, they just wouldn't notice. Which they didn't, until it was lined up next to all the other creepers. Who knew it was possible for these things to look even more hostile than they already did? I tell you, I'm an absolute fiend for a chocolate chip cookie. A snack with the perfect ratio of chocolate chip to delicious dough, unless, of course, you buy one from this college campus cafe. All the baker had to do was add the chocolate chips to the cookie mix.
Why would they make this? I mean, the cookie looks good, but what's the point? Poor people who made the cookie didn't really need to put that much on there, and plus, I didn't even do it right. Oh, that's infuriating.
Or it was baked. Instead, they put them on top of the cookie, like they're sprinkles. Won't they just fall right off when you go to take a bite? What kind of sadist made these? Surely it'd be less emotional damage to admit you forgot to add the chocolate chip cookies to the mix and make a few batches of cookies instead of serving up these travesties to the public. Well, it could always be worse. Could be oatmeal raisin. Finland has some of the best public train service in the entire world. The trains are all modern, clean, and affordable. However, the government-owned railway company, VR, has something on their trains that makes passengers who are paying attention look twice. You see it? There's something off about this hand, but I can't quite put my finger on it. For some unknown reason, the push sign on the doors of this train displays a hand with 6 fingers. At first I assumed this must be a designer messing up. Either that or the Finnish have a very different anatomy from the rest of us. But it turns out these are functional art pieces from Arto Kukasniemi, who designed them to be talking pieces while passengers were on the train. So not the work of a 6-fingered Finn. I'm almost disappointed. Okay, so I can sort of understand when someone gets the one job they're in charge of wrong. These things happen. Might just be a bad day. Whatever. But when they get the same job wrong twice in 2 totally different ways, I fail to see how that's possible. Like here, where in the middle of a grocery store, someone has added a label for the price of onions onto a gigantic cardboard bin that's already labeled potatoes. That on its own I could understand. Potatoes, onions, similar shapes, similar size. You know what isn't similar to either of these vegetables, though? Watermelons. I know that in retail you just have to work with what you've got, but it makes me want to go full Karen and speak to the manager. Now, for all the judgment that American food gets, British cuisine is on a whole other level. I know I've mentioned the old pie sandwich, also known as the Wigan kebab, at least once before in my previous videos. But there's also the utterly baffling toast sandwich. Yep, that's a toasted slice of bread in between 2 slices of bread. Oh, and there's also plain cucumber sandwiches, pot noodle sandwiches, and that's a sugar sandwich. My God, is there anything in the UK that they won't put on bread? Okay, before all the Brits watching get their knickers in a twist, I have sampled your cuisine, and I do like some of it. A steak and kidney pie with fries, or as you call them, chips, with peas and gravy, absolutely capital, old chap. Although, maybe not in this place, because whoever photoshopped the peas onto this picture of a plate on the menu somehow managed to edit them on the wrong way round. It feels a bit like an optical illusion, but those peas are literally upside down. Man, it would have been less work to just put some peas on a plate and photograph it instead of going through all the editing trouble. Looks like it tastes like regret. Now, I don't have kids, but from what I hear, the teenage years are the worst. When it's not moody outbursts or angsty social media posts, it's acts of malicious compliance, as Reddit user Zombie Clown knows all too well. A few years ago, they left their teenager a list of chores to do. Simple things that even a monkey could accomplish, like put a new paper towel on the paper towel holder. However, when they returned, they were greeted with this. I mean, technically it is on the holder, but surely it would have taken less effort and time to do it right than they could have gotten back to, I don't know, posting dance videos for the world to laugh at or tweeting from accounts with cringy anime avatars. Yeah, I've got no idea what teens do these days. Considering how easy it could have been to put that paper towel on the holder, I wonder if that same teenager is responsible for this street crime. It would have taken the person who lifted this manhole cover up no effort to rotate it 180 degrees and set it back down, completing the otherwise perfect spiral of stonework here. But no, they had to make it mildly infuriating to look at instead. Makes me want to scream. Every kid should feel safe when they're at school, which is why so many institutions go out of their way to make everything as kid-safe as possible. Like here, they've marked the area on the floor where the door opens, so any kid racing down the corridor knows to avoid the area and doesn't accidentally slam into it. The only problem is that the door doesn't actually open that way. It opens the other way. This may be a school, but whoever laid down that decal still has some learning to do. Now, education materials are very important for developing minds, which is why Australia's Pascal Press offers a range of revision books to help kids study for their NAPLAN tests. There's just one small, tiny problem. Some of their paperback books that they list on their website rely on computer instructions to complete the tasks. Not sure how little Timmy is meant to click the play button in a book. That's taking pretend play to a whole other level. Initially, I thought this product was just listed wrong online. Surely the people responsible for teaching Australia's kids the educational fundamentals would have double-checked their work like the responsible adults they are, and actually put in a paperback replacement section here. Nope, they actually printed it. Well, if these kids fail their tests, at least they know who to blame. Pascal Press. Gosh, this year is going so fast. Feels like only yesterday we were celebrating 2202. Yes, 2202. And we all know we're in the 23rd century. It's common knowledge. We're in 2202. Oh, we're not? Well, at least one person thinks we are, if these celebration lights are anything to go by. Like, I can understand not knowing what day it is, but the year? Well, maybe whoever was erecting these lights didn't know which way around the number 2 was meant to go 3 times in a row. Oh, I think I only had a few minor breakdowns during that. Which of these...
I had a lot of breakdowns. But other than that, it's a fairly. But that concludes the end of the video. Bye everyone. Bye you all.